All right, so when you hear Tai Chi, what comes to mind? Probably those slow, graceful movements you see in a park, right? Well, today we're going to flip that idea on its head. We're going to explore a totally different perspective, one that redefines the entire practice from the inside out. So let's just jump right in with a huge question. What if, what if all that focused on physical posture, on getting the form just right, completely misses the point? What if the real work, the deep work of Tai Chi, isn't physical at all, but something happening entirely inside your mind? Okay, so our first step here is to challenge that conventional view. Let's try to redefine Tai Chi. Think of it less as something you do with your body and more as something you experience with your mind. And that brings us to a really, really important distinction. You've got physical movement on one side, right? That's external. It's about copying a form, it's what you do. But then on the other side, you have what we're calling perceptual movement. And this is totally internal. It's all about your awareness, about what you can actually sense going on inside your own body. This idea right here is the absolute foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. The source material is super clear on this. If you're only focused on the physical part, you're missing the whole point. The real practice, the heart of it all, is the movement of your perception itself. So the instruction couldn't be more direct, right? Do not dwell on external form, work on perception. I mean, that is a complete 180 for how most people approach this. The question you're asking yourself totally changes. It's no longer, is my arm in the right place? It becomes, what do I feel? What am I actually perceiving right now? Okay, so if perception is the goal, then how do we get there? How do we even do that? What's the tool for the job? Well, that brings us perfectly to our next big idea, the incredible power of your own mind. And it starts with this question, which sounds so simple, but it's actually really deep. Can you truly sense? Now, we're not talking about seeing or hearing. We're talking about turning your awareness inward. Can you genuinely, honestly feel the super subtle stuff happening inside your own body? And that, of course, leads to the next logical question. What are you even sensing with? I mean, if it's not just about your physical nerves, what part of you is doing this deep internal listening? The answer? It's your mind and your intention. Those are the tools. You can think of your intention kind of like a flashlight beam for your awareness, you know? You can point it and direct it to perceive what's happening on the inside. And that's exactly why the real practice has to start with training that very intention. And this right here just hammers home why intention isn't some optional extra. It's not a nice to have, it's literally everything. Without that conscious, focused direction of your awareness, the movements are just empty shapes. You lose the absolute core of what makes Tai Chi, well, Tai Chi. All right, so for using our intention to sense, what exactly are we looking for? What are we trying to sense? This is where we get into a totally new, much deeper understanding of a word you've probably heard a million times with Tai Chi, relaxation. And trust me, this is a total game changer. See, relaxation in Tai Chi isn't what most of us think. It's not about being passive or floppy. It's a very active, ongoing process. It's about using your awareness, your intention, to literally hunt for those hidden tensions in your body and then consciously, actively dissolve them. So here's how that actually works in practice. First, you just use your awareness to perceive your body, just as it is, no judgment. Then you start to notice what the source calls these stiff, clumsy forces. You know what I'm talking about, those little involuntary tensions we all carry around without even realizing it. Then, with conscious guidance, you just gently, gradually start to let them go. It's this constant cycle, sense, release, sense, release. And this is why this next question is so important. How do you know if you're relaxed but not just slack? Because real Tai Chi relaxation isn't about going limp like a wet noodle. It's a very specific state of being. It's alive. It's connected. And the only way, literally the only way to find that perfect balance is through this refined internal perception. You can't think your way there, you just have to feel it. Okay, this brings us to our final section, and this is where we're going to tie it all together. We've talked about the what, perceptual movement, and the how, using intention. So now let's finally get to the why. What's the point of all this? What's the ultimate goal of this deep internal practice? When you boil it all down, this whole journey inward, this whole process of sensing and releasing, it's all a practice of knowing oneself. That's it. It's about fully, deeply recognizing your own state of being from one moment to the next. And there's a really clear path to get there. It all starts with perceiving your inner world. Once you have that internal understanding, you can connect so much better to the outer world. And when you can perceive both of those things clearly, that's when you really start to know yourself. And here's the beautiful result of all this. By practicing this deep self-perception, you become the main source of your own well-being. You stop looking outside for all the answers or for fixes. You become your own true teacher, your own guide. All right, let's do a quick recap of the big takeaways here. Number 1, real Tai Chi is perceptual, not just physical. Number 2, your mind and your intention are your most important tools. Number 3, true relaxation is an active state of awareness, not a passive one. And finally, number 4, the ultimate goal of all this work is profound self-knowledge. So, I want to leave you with one final thought to take with you right now. As you're sitting or standing there, your body is in constant motion. Your heart is beating, you're breathing, there are little shifts happening all the time. The big question is, are you just experiencing that as a physical fact, or are you engaging with it perceptually? What do you think you could discover if you started paying attention in that way?